Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about anxiety a little bit. It sucks to have anxiety attacks. It sucks to have anxiety in general. Anxiety is typically defined as fear of the future, fear of what's coming. We can run all kinds of scenarios in our head to try to protect ourselves. I used to do this. I still do this to some extent, especially with business. Run every possible scenario known to man. So I feel like that I'm prepared if any one of them happens. No matter what happens, I have a plan, and that makes me feel comfortable. But the process of letting these fantasies play out, of all these scenarios, can be fear-inducing, panic-inducing. I can think my way into a panic attack, into anxiety attacks, into a real bad day. I've had to stop that practice. I have a little bit more faith in myself and my knowledge and the fact that I can always find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's my motto. I try not to stress on the future so much. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Those types of conversations, inner dialogues, are always coming from a place of weakness. And what it really is that weak child inside of you, your inner child that you've heard about, needs to be pacified. It needs a pacifier. It's a baby crying that needs the pacifier in its mouth. It needs to be coddled and coochie-cooed and told that everything's going to be okay. So one of the ways that you can calm yourself down when you're having an anxiety attack is to take control of that inner dialogue, of that self-talk, and to tell yourself positive affirmations. You can do this repetitively. Sometimes it's good to repeat the same affirmation over and over again, at least 3 times. We remember things when we say it 3 times, but sometimes that inner dialogue that we have of negativity can be very powerful, overpowering, and just continue and continue and continue. And it's in survival mode. We've been triggered. So sometimes you have to take control. And how you take control of your self-talk is by overpowering it with positive affirmations, with the dialogue that you want it to have, instead of the dialogue your brain wants to have. Never forget that you're in control. Many people have this battle with themselves for most of their lives, of who's really in control of their brain. They fight themselves for who's going to drive the car. There's the irrational mind and the rational mind. That irrational mind comes from a place of fear. That's the child in us, the inner child, the feminine side of us. You want to stay in the rational side, the masculine side, the dominant side, the alpha side. But it also takes just having a little bit of confidence, a little bit of faith in yourself, in the universe. I have a natural sense of comfort knowing that I can survive. I've been through the worst, at least in my mind. And I know I can survive. If you want to survive, come with me. I'm the guy that you want to be around when shit goes down. Whether it's on a camping trip or it's fucking zombie apocalypse, I'm the guy you want to be with. And I know that about myself. I've developed these skills since literally I was a little boy. In all forms of survival, whether it's urban survival or in the woods, I can do it successfully. And I know that about myself. And that alone helps me sometimes in the worst moments, when there's the most uncertainty. What do I do? What do I do? What's going to happen? What if? What if? I hate the what if game. I can take a deep breath and relax and just know that no matter what happens, if it's the worst or the best, no matter what it is, I'll be okay. I'll handle it. I'll be okay. And I tell myself that. This doesn't come from thin air. I tell myself, I will be okay. I can handle anything. One of the tools that I use, and that's been so incredibly effective for me during panic attacks or anxiety attacks, in the moment, and you're having that anxiety attack, For me, what's worked great is exercise. Body weight movements, drop and do some push-ups. Push-ups are great. I love push-ups. I'll drop and just keep doing them. Bam, 50 push-ups. Just bust them out. Perfect form. Make sure you always have perfect form. You don't want to hurt yourself. I focus on that muscle tension, that mind to muscle connection, and whatever's going on in my world. I could have just lost an account with business. I could have just got rejected by a chick. I could have just got some bad news from a doctor. It could have all happened at once. And I'm just like, shit, overwhelmed and panicky. And I'll drop, you see me drop and do some push-ups. Bam, 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 just start busting them out. While I'm doing those push-ups, I'm going to be running a positive affirmation in my head. Something to directly counterattack whatever it is that I'm afraid of. So if I'm overwhelmed and I'm thinking, I can't handle this scenario, that's my fear. We get to that flustered easily sometimes. I'll tell myself, as I'm doing my push-ups, focusing on that mind to muscle connection, focusing as you're doing push-ups on your shoulders, your chest, your triceps, your form. Make sure your elbows aren't out. Make sure your elbows are in, perfect form. Straight body. And I'll be running that affirmation over and over in my head. I can handle anything that comes my way. I can handle anything that comes my way. I can handle anything that comes my way. Over and over. Push up after push up until I'm fucking gassed out. I'll just keep going. Let that fear turn into aggression. I can handle anything that comes my way. And I can turn that into confidence, turn that into a peace of mind. What it does chemically in your brain is it changes the way that the neurological circuitry is firing. Your brain is a computer that fires electronically, and you can start firing over in the amygdala, the fight or flight side. You can easily, especially if you have PTSD like I've had, it doesn't take long for you to cross over into the amygdala. We're walking that line anyways, like Johnny Cash says, always walking the line, and fucking doesn't take much. So when you cross over into that realm and your fight or flight is popping off, your anger is rising, your fear is rising, you get into that combative mode. Exercise, affirmations. One of the best reasons, let me explain it to why I do the exercise. You can sit there and do affirmations. Affirmations work. You can do them any time of day or night. When you're in the shower, when you're driving, when you're going to sleep, any time. But sometimes that negative self-talk, that fear, that trigger, it's a chemical reaction that's, neurological and chemical and electrical all at the same time, firing over into the amygdala portion of your brain, the fight or flight. Sometimes it's hard to just think your way out of that. You have to have a body and mind connection to get your way out of that. So the exercise puts you into a self-induced state of struggle. And then while you're in that self-induced state of struggle, physical struggle, exertion, that's when you implant that message, the positive message, to counteract whatever it is your fear is. The combination of the mind and body with the affirmation, it's a proven technique that will get rid of anxiety. You can do this a couple times. Sometimes it only takes me once, but I can drop and do 2 or 3 sets. And I'll be getting pretty tired. And as I'm getting more tired physically, you want to hammer it in as hard as you can, those positive affirmations. You know what this is? This is brainwashing. Brainwashing 101. This is how brainwashing works. If soldiers ever capture you and take you to Guantanamo Bay and put you through their little torture just to get you to confess, you're going to be put through a series of physical exertion activities. They're going to put you to your limit, exhaust you, tire you out, make you question your survival, bring you just to that point of You can't take it. And that's when they start hammering in their message. This is how Patty Hearst was convinced into going against her own family and joining a bunch of bank robbers when they had kidnapped her. This is how you brainwash people, so you can use this malicious, awful, evil technique, but for your own good. It works. There's a reason why brainwashing techniques are kind of across the board, and people have been doing them since the Cold War with Russian spies, or terrorists do this. People do this, and you can do it to yourself. It's not harmful, it's helpful as long as you're implanting that message as a positive affirmation. Self-induced exertion, positive affirmations, that's how you get over this. What it does is it doesn't just work in the moment, because it does. It works in the moment as you're having the panic attack. Let me drop and do some push-ups. But it sets the groundwork in your mind. It rewires your brain. You're playing electrician. It's hardwiring your brain to positivity. So your natural go-to point when you get triggered isn't fear, but it's love. You don't go to panic when bad things happen. You build yourself up stronger to stay calm when bad things happen and to remain in that rational mind. That's where you're hardwiring things to. So, I just like to make sure that people understand why they're doing what they're doing. Give this stuff a try. Think about this type of shit. It's all just food for thought. Thanks for watching.